Okay. Yeah. So I'm Wei. I'm the main leader of the Chudio community at my school, and our goal is really to create a community where students, alumni, and staff connect with each other, and especially over their interests and passions. And hopefully, along the way, we want them to maybe discover a career, maybe the one that's right for them. And that's what we're doing today. So today I have on this series with me Charlie Changrong Lee.
Yep,
He's a data analyst at the Government of Canada. Is that right?
yep.
Okay. So maybe you can give like a little description of your position.
Okay. So for me, I'm working in the Fraser Health, and my
Okay.
job title is data analyst, and
Mm-hmm.
already working there for 5 years. So my
Okay.
my job is to the data. This all the data is for the hospital patient, so should be
Mm-hmm.
confidential, and all the data for inpatient, outpatient, long-term care or residential care data.
Mm-hmm.
So we will analyze those data based on the raw data, and for example, for the inpatient, if the patient go to hospital, how long the waiting time will be in the emergency,
Mm-hmm.
and also we have to figure out how many bed they will use it, how many patients there will be, whether have enough the doctor have enough the room, enough the bed, or some emergency waiting too long or something like this. And
Mm-hmm.
my job is collect all the data and generate sometimes generate report, and all the report will go to some VP, some doctor, and also go to the health authority.
Okay.
So every day just do this kind of stuff. Sometimes also we have to verify the data. For
Mm-hmm.
example, some database data is not very corrected. For example, miss some data, we have to do, do the data validation or something. Yeah,
Okay.
this is my job. So
Mm-hmm.
roughly, so this is okay.
Okay. Do you work with computers a lot?
Yes, every day we have to use the computer because the
Mm-hmm.
computer is the main tools and the generate data, query the data. We have to use the computer and the database.
Hmm. And is there a lot of programming and maybe like thinking about algorithms?
And so based on the new project or older project, if you
Hmm.
start a new project, you have there's lots of the, once you have the one project, right? They have some rules, or you have to based on the rules and the programming or coding, and
Hmm.
of course also you have to use the algorithm. But once you finish one project and later you just do maintain, right? So don't need
Hmm.
too much coding, and you just need to debug or enhance something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you do a lot of like talking, contacting like the health professionals a lot?
Because in our department, there's a front end and back end. Front end, the
Okay.
most of person they will be talk to the doctor, talk to the business, talking to the doctor or some business and the guys. So they needed to talking too much. And by back
Okay.
end, just based on the technical skills or technical
Hmm.
issues, some stuff.
Okay. Great. Just writing it down.
Yeah.
Back. Okay. Um, and would you be comfortable talking about like before this job?
Yeah, before this job, I did not have job, and I did another job in one small company called Global Minds. When
Okay.
I worked there, so most of the things and I worked is for the network maintenance, and
Okay.
yeah, and also for government. And after
Mm.
that, also I help my friends learning. Yeah, Maybe you know that Bible
Oh.
study book. Lillian help her to manage one stuff. They called the content top. This is totally different.
Oh.
Content top, you know the content top?
No.
So for example, your kitchen, right? This
Oh,
the
countertop.
content top. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, for this is totally different the field. And
Oh.
but just 1 year, I think it's one and a half year, 1.5 year.
Okay.
And
And
then
that's network management?
this is factory management.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is for the
Oh,
content
okay.
top. Yeah, this one.
Oh, I see.
Before that is the IT job. Before that, I said
Oh, okay.
mine is the IT job, and this is
Oh, I see.
network management. So
Okay. So, what did you have to do getting into like the data analysis? Did you have to learn some programming or anything?
first you have to know database, right? Because
Mm,
in my major, I start lots of things. For example, language, C plus,
mm,
CNET, and also and then learn the network stuff and also some database stuff. But for
mm,
this kind of job, for example, government job, you have to know how to use the database. You need to
mm,
know some, for example, some skills, how to query the data, how to create some table views and the store
mm.
procedure. This is more detailed stuff you have to know. Because
Okay.
when you apply for this kind of job, they will ask you, how do you do something like this?
Mm,
Right? You have to
okay.
know that.
Mm, okay. Um, have you been working remotely?
Yeah, recently I working remotely. I don't like working remotely,
Mm,
At home, you have the one small computer, but in office, they have the multiple
mm,
monitor, right? Easy
mm,
to compare it. But it's okay, no problem. Right now, uh, for each week, maybe for example, I working in at home. For example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Thursday and Tuesday maybe in office, just a routine. So
okay.
not every day,
Mm-hmm.
some day.
And I guess basically that's the only difference because it's mostly programming, so that's like basically the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now the remote working is okay, no problem, because we can access the network to the Fraser House network. So you
Mm,
don't need to worry about anything similar, totally like you working in the office. Only problem maybe sometimes the network speed or performance is a little bit slower. So it's
mm,
not that good. So but definitely it's okay. So
mm. Okay. Um, one thing that's often talked about working in technology is the need to constantly be learning. What has your experience been over your career?
uh, because I working in the computer fields very long, right? I know this
Mm,
one. If you working in different fields, for example, if you are programming, so you have to know the C sharp, JavaScript, and the C++, and this kind of stuff change the frequently. But
mm,
database, because I know the database, so database didn't change it too much.
okay.
So of course you have to learn something, but it's not that frequent.
Mm, okay. Um, just a sec. Okay. And uh, how different is working in industry compared to government for like programming, I guess, and data analysis, that kind of stuff?
For government, right? They are not the profit making. They
Mm,
just
yeah.
spend the money. But for the industrial or let's say company, right? They have
Mm,
their target is to make money. So
mm,
this is a big difference,
okay. Yeah.
right?
What about in your Like, is there any difference in the work?
Something maybe the in the work for government, they're more focused on report and they're more focused on
Mm,
report and the email communication. So
mm,
don't make a mistake. So whether make money is not that important, but
mm,
so this, but company will more focus on, okay, whether you make the useful product or report
mm,
is useful, right? But for
mm,
for government, they don't think about whether it's useful or not that useful. As long as you finish it and they say this is report, maybe you finish your report, nobody cares.
mm. Okay. So what are some important traits of somebody who's interested in a career in data analysis?
This one, this I think the important is, okay. First, of course, that you needed to know something. You have to use some skills, technique skills, right? This is very important. And then another thing that you have to run in, you have to so quick running, right? And also you need to be a teamwork
Yeah.
because
Mm,
right is very important, right?
mm,
And of course, I think this is for the person should be something like this. And also, of course, you should be friendly to everybody. Teamwork means okay, right?
mm.
Runner is those stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to. Of course, everybody. Based on your education, not that stupid. You need to do smart, right? This
Mm,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I think this kind of so teamwork, right?
Mm,
Good. And of course, you have if you have the human sense, will be much more better. You have if you friendly, you right. It's
mm,
very useful character.
yeah. Mm.
So
Is
skills,
your
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is your job very routine? Is it like you do these activities at these times? Or is it more depending on the project? And how important is like um, being able to plan over a long time? For how important is that in your job?
Yeah, in Fraser Health, I already working for 5 years and in
Mm.
different team, right? Before that, I working in
Oh,
the database team. For
mhm,
that team, there will be, okay, it's not the routine. There's some routine project. For example, you have to collect the data and
mm,
maybe monthly PRA, physical PRA, they have the general report. There, there are some routine stuff. We have to do this in the same time, they have to keep doing some new project. For example, you have to,
mm,
there's a new report you have to generate. After
mm,
generate, right, you don't need to do it. So
mm.
there's both routine and there's a new project.
Okay. Hmm. So I guess time management is important.
Yeah,
Okay. Hmm.
important. Yeah, but time, the deadline is not that strict. Means okay if you cannot finish it then it's okay, right? As long as you can tell them what's the reason and you
Mm.
have to communicate, right?
Okay.
Help. Yeah,
Mm.
as I said,
So
they
yeah.
didn't make money, they didn't make money, just spend the money. So this is not, but sometimes, for example, if they said VP, vice president, they want one report and they need to, okay, of course, for example, by end of day or by end of this month, you have to finish it, but otherwise they will
Mm.
evaluate your having right
Mm.
behavior, right?
Yeah. Okay. Um, so for those of us interested in your profession, what can we start doing now in high school? Maybe like certain courses or different learning different skills. I think
uh,
definitely programming.
yeah, because
Mm.
Joshua right now they started the computer science the major, right? But
Mm.
for you guys, I think if you guys want to work in this field in the future, I think right now you have to learn some programming, right? You have to know. And if you want to do the data analysis, of course, right now you can learn some database in knowledge or skills, very useful. And this kind of skills will be used in your future the job career, right? Very useful. Will be helpful, but I I I'm not suggesting you do it right now. Maybe more interesting, more knowledge will be useful. Don't focus on this one. Otherwise, your future will be just the focus on this kind of literacy, right? You have to learn lots of knowledge about maybe wider, not just focus on database. After that, if you are interested, you can focus on that.
Yeah. Okay. And do you know about like your department, I guess, their hiring process? What do they look for in like job applicants? I think maybe projects, like if you've done a project before, that's really attractive.
If they will, if you work in this field before, will be helpful. For example, if you working in the health authority department, they will be, your knowledge will be valuable. And also, as I said, if you database, you have database skills, also is useful. So they most of focus on this one. So useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess you look for like a basic computer science degree. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Computer science degree, but before the minimum required for that one should be said master degree. But right now it's a little bit lower. Maybe bachelor degree is okay. But yeah, so as long as you have experience, they like okay. You mean because once you have experience, it's easy to join in the new environment. Quickly start the project or anything, right?
Okay. And maybe the last question. What do you like about your work and what do you not like so much?
Okay. The job I like it is, for example, I like analyze the data because the data before I did some things, for example, network management and the coding, but the data, I like to analyze the data and also like to fix the issue if there is an issue, means debug. So this is something I like it. And also new project, for example, once you finish new project, you will have kind of the sense of achievement, right? This kind of thing I like it. But right now, what I don't like is they have to keep reporting or communicating with NASA because the language, English language is not my native language. So we are not very good at it. So this kind of things kind of not very there. So this is the things.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much. I think that's it from me now. If we have any other questions, like the club members, students, then I'll maybe redirect them to you.
No problem. So you just let me know, schedule the time, let me know. So any questions, as long as I can do it, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Thanks
for
taking the time.
Okay. Yeah. Say hello to you then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.